and the cards just keep on flowing. Not too bad whatsoever. Kind of just hang out. I was hoping we'd maintain our position there slightly longer. Both these preservers hanging off of each other with unlimited heals is not ideal by any means, but not too much of a problem for us. And that is not too bad whatsoever. This is just Vaults 3, so we'll have one more Vaults floor to explore here and check out. And then that should basically bring us to the next stage, where we'll have to start thinking about where we want to go for that third rune. Whether we do try to change things up here and check out Slime, or I head for my original plan of Abyss. Abyss kind of goes hand in hand with trying to take advantage of regeneration and maxing that out as much as we possibly can as well. Which unfortunately is looking like just the gloves for now, because I don't think I'd switch back to the ring mail for the Abyss. Casters in the Abyss, in my experience, not the easiest job in the world, seeing as how you're very limited in your fight longevity based on your mana pool, as well as most spells create a fair amount of noise. And noise is very quickly a route, a gateway to a death sentence. Ooh, and one scroll of blinking. Don't mind if I do. Maybe I do just give up on this ring mail that we're not currently using whatsoever. Let's check out that shopping list, shall we? We did have, right, the Demon Blade. Totally forgot about that. Don't know how I feel about going on a harm route when we're already struggling a bit. That Lightning Rod, though, is a pretty easy buy for us at this stage. Let's try to keep that in mind. We'll probably finish off Vaults as is for now, seeing as how we're not dealing with too much of an issue here. And so we can just save that for potentially the next phase of the game. We'll see how it goes. And see, this is more like it. Just spam and tab, having a nice easy time of it. That's what we like to see. And not too bad whatsoever. Should basically bring us to the end of Vaults 3 here. Hoping there isn't anything too terrifying hiding behind these last couple of doors, but we'll have to see what is behind door number 2. An acquirement, if I remember correctly, and it has been a week, but if I remember correctly, we had very horrible scrolls of acquirement on this character. I think we took money every time potentially, but maybe, just maybe, this will change it all, change everything. Strength Dex Boots. I'm currently wearing Boots of Flight. So I think our AC would go down maybe 2 points. I think we might be wearing +2 boots, though I couldn't say for certain. Executioner's Axe, though, I don't think so. I'm pretty happy with our shield for now. And Staff of Fire. Hooray. But no, in all seriousness, the boots actually should be pretty good for us here. The dex isn't going to do a whole lot, but strength will help with how hard we're hitting here, as well as our ability to wear the heavy armor that we're currently sporting. So let's check it out. They were +2 boots. We'll lose our flight. That seems okay. And going up to 19 strength does immediately make things a heck of a lot more castable. In fact, wizardry? 34% failure on BVC is getting awfully close to usable. Not quite there at the moment, but maybe just one more floor will do it. I should be slightly more careful that I'm not accidentally stepping down into Vaults 5, because that would have been a very embarrassing mistake. And where's that wizard friend? There we go. Ooh, see, I feel like all wizards should be wearing robes of fire resistance, because they do have a pretty self-destructive habit of, well, hello there, blowing themselves up with fireballs, specifically when they're unable to see themselves, because I think that's the issue. Maybe they're trying to go out into Blaze of Glory, and more power to them. You know, can't knock it until I try it. But let us swap over. We get 2 orbs. Let's hope that one of these makes its way to our high elf friend here. Doesn't look like it. And the degeneration bringing out a torpor snail is not great. If you could please step next to me, though. Fantastic. And then let us just take a couple steps further into the relative safety of a hallway, and we will abandon those stairs for now, seeing as it's not exactly ideal. Also, wait a second. Auto Explorer? Hello? Was this room... I mean, it's totally empty, so maybe you knew what you were doing more than I, but... I thought we'd finished the floor before we started our journey downwards. I guess not, though. And let's definitely just split up this gang a little bit here, as depending on what colors they turn into, it could very quickly become a nasty situation, but as is, nothing we can't handle. Just an unenchanted tower shield, huh? Well, can at least get them set up for this one-on-one combat. I don't like that the Thunder Hulk is going to keep zapping us from a distance, but still probably preferable overall to tuck ourselves away into relative safety. And what to do with you? Maybe I'll try and draw 1 destruction. Oh, a gold dragon came out of that. Oh, that's very fun and nifty and not at all terrifying. Tremor stones, please take out some of the invisible summoners. Thank you. And then, don't know if the javelin's actually gonna get the job done, but I'll try to take out the summoner using that son of a gun. And it does indeed work out beautifully. Fantastic. Mind Burst we can probably leave alone for now. We do have half decent evocations, so, you know, we do have that going for us. But it is still a will check, and most enemies at this stage in the game are a little bit difficult to affect with anything along those lines. So we'll play it on the safe side, and similarly we'll do the same there and just make sure we get our heals up before jumping headfirst back into glorious combat. Okay, Preserver, go down first, and then I don't like... Oh, I didn't even realize the Warden had a pole arm, so they were attacking us that entire time. Definitely could have gone much, much worse, but fortunately not the end of the world for us here today. Get off my... And you are a gargoyle, it looks like? Veteran gargoyle fighter. Huh. Can't quite decide on what the tone they're going for there. Ooh. The Grey Mace of the Exceptional God. It's only +2. I was wondering why this son of a gun was hitting us like a freaking truck. Still have no idea. I mean, they were mighted, so, you know, that very easily could have a decent amount to do with it. +10 dexterity on a Grey Mace. Very interesting. Not going to be too helpful for us here in this moment. And in fact, in the essence of safety here, we head back to the hallway to make things slightly more manageable before finishing off the fight. And we're getting very close to being done with vaults for now. We're still pretty much sprinting through things here, which is fantastic. It's nice when you're in a comfortable spot and you're able to not worry too much and just blast your way through full bore. So I do just love to see that. In fact, I guess we're probably in a decent spot here to potentially check out Elf after this. Before we head for a 3rd rune, we could see if we can't get a couple more bits and bobs there, a few more pieces of equipment to kind of round off the build that we're going for here. or risking everything, or whatever that third room may be. I mean, can artifact plate armor make me happier than the orange crystal plate? It's possible. Unlikely, but possible. So we'll try it out here. We'll spend 1,000 for +5 plate armor that just gives some stats and stealth. Woohoo! So no, I don't think that's quite gonna cut it. Unfortunately, it's close game. Almost had us there, but okie dokie. As mentioned, I guess it might just be to elf for us now. That might be the best next call. You know, we have electricity resistance, we have fire resistance. We can try it out here. We'll, you know, as I'm wont to say, we can dip our toes in, test out the water. I do hear that elf is lovely this time of year. Hey there, Zenata. Might be able to take on Zenata. Little help from my friendly neighborhood Zenata, at least. Wait, you have abjuration? Son of a gun. You would, Zenata, you would. Still not necessarily over. In fact, this hallway kind of works out for us so that any dancing weapons that come in, I think that's what Shaze's dance does. Ah, yes. 180 health. It's nasty, especially, wait a second. Did you drink haste, you monster? I believe you did. Guess let's double check that real quick here. Zenata drinks a potion. How dare you? So we'll wait that out for sure. Don't have to deal with the hasted Zenata unless absolutely necessary. I guess I could haste right back. Alternatively, I'm not one to use my might potions very often, so maybe we'll try that out. Hey, Jorgrun. Welcome to the party. I could also, if I'm feeling fancy... Actually, wait a second, can I? Yes, I could also read a Scroll of Silence. I wasn't actually sure we had one on us, but fortunately the payoff is there. It at least stops some of the worst effects from coming in. I don't love that we'll also lose our ability to call on Nem. Use the power of Nemelex. You're not wrong. Heart of the cards could always get us out of any situation, right? You wouldn't leave us stranded, would you? Zenata, are you weak to... Oh, no. Don't abort that. Just checking to see if our friend here cares about negative energy, and it does seem like it's gonna work. And you as well. Ooh, I think I double pressed there, so we're also sending an Orb of Jorgrun, who got turned into a stone giant. Beautiful. And yeah, we have some hasted weapons here. Let's Tin of Tremor Stones. That does kill Jorgrun at least. And then let's just... one more time. Yeah. I wanted the dancing weapons to be taken out. Or not even taken out, one of them to be taken out so that Zenata would step up and I could bring them up the stairs with me. Fortunately, that's not how this played out. But these dancing weapons will be gone. We were starting to get slightly overrun and overcome. All of our things are inert now as well, so that's... I guess it is what it is. Oh me oh my. You know what, let's go for it. We're gonna deal 4 again. All from destruction. Storm isn't quite what we're looking for here, though I guess Zenata is heavily wounded and turned into... I'm sorry, Zenata. That was a slightly sad way for you to go out, but appreciate the effort. And I guess that does work out for us overall here, so that's fantastic. And now we have ability increases. So I think we may have been dumping things into dexterity, originally planning for this to be a very sword heavy run. No longer how it's going at the moment here. We're instead in heavy armor and trying to think about casting spells, so strength or intelligence are both potentially valid options. I want to go intelligence, but there's a small voice in my head telling me that I may never really pursue casting spells and I'll just be wasting more attribute points. On the other hand, if it gets us to the stage where we can cast BBC, I think on that token, we could still put some into strength, and that would help out with that side of things as well. Because I think we're still like 4 strength under what we should potentially or probably be at in order to wear the crystal plate. Strength or intelligence, strength or intelligence. Oh, I'm not in a decision-making mood, which doesn't bode well for the fact that we're playing DCSS, a game that is basically built on minute decisions happening constantly throughout encounters. Let's go with strength, though. I feel pretty good about that. Probably helps the spell casting less at this stage now that we're at a decent point in strength. The flip side of that, which I'm now realizing, talking a lot about the flip sides of things. Don't know what that's about. Something in my brain. That route is just well-tread path through the neurons. But if we ever switch out of our boots, we'll be losing a lot of strength, and that will at least bring us back up to an acceptable level, potentially. I activate Pot of Greed, which allows me to draw 2 cards from my deck. Exactly. Getting all the pieces of Exodia here, that's the plan, if, Nemelex willing. I'm trying to, go through all of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Knowledge from back in the day. I feel like it's been a long time. You have your obvious, your Red-Eyed Black Dragon, Blue-Eyed White Dragon. Relinquished, I distinctly remember. Relinquished was, I thought was the be-all, end-all, the best card anyone could ever have when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure that was a naive take for somebody who didn't actually really buy cards. In fact, I don't know if I ever bought any Yu-Gi-Oh cards as a teenager, but I did have a decent amount, mostly because I had friends who really wanted to play, and so they, I think, just gave me stuff. I also had a weird consistency to people giving me stuff as a teenager, and I have no idea why. I never asked for it, but oftentimes people, specifically I like to host a lot, so I'd invite people over to my house all the time, and if someone left something, 7 out of 10 times, they'd say to just keep it, again, regardless of whether I wanted it whatsoever. And that's where my hoarding tendencies definitely took over, and I would take everything, even if I didn't exactly want it. But okie dokie. Overall, Elf not going too badly for us here, which I'd love to see. I should probably focus down this Demonologist before they start to get too nasty with it. And Pyromancers, if you could just sit still for but a moment, my friend. Beautiful. God damn it, Francis. Why, hello there. Iron Shot can be nasty. You're also another Abjurer, unfortunately, so that's potentially a prompt to ruin our days, or not at all. You know, you can just not do so whatsoever, and instead we kill you in a couple hits. I think Francis I'm used to... Oh, I'm full. I used to be very scared of, especially because I feel like they oftentimes come up a little bit earlier in the run than I would like in terms of being prepared for fighting someone of their caliber. Also, shaft trap here, unfortunately bringing us into the Hall of Blades, which I probably wouldn't have bothered exploring the Hall of Blades, you know, in the original plan here, but that's fine. Potentially is okay. I guess what we might want to do is just bring out Destruction. Unfortunately, we don't have multiple hits coming from anywhere, but Vitriol still does a decent job. And then orbs flying every which way. Fantastic. And you, my elf friends, I'd like to have a little bit more time. So actually what we could do, let's draw from stack. Get clouds on our enemies. I'm not sure if that's super useful, but we can entomb ourselves as well. And that does free us up also to restack our deck. And let's go with escape again for all 5. And exile banishes nearby creatures. Right. Elixir is usually pretty fantastic. Velocity is very much what we'd like to see in the future. Cloud probably being the most useless of the bunch here. No offense, Cloud. Sorry to say it, but it is true, unfortunately. So, what order do we want to go in here? Potentially Elixir at the top, so we have some on-demand heals. And Exile. I guess Exile, Velocity don't really matter. They're both super useful in nasty situations. Velocity being a little bit better when there are many enemies, since it does slow them down. Exile being largely, more effective against a single toughie. After playing around a bit with Jinx Bite, it is pretty nice. Unfortunately, did not give Resist Hubris. What's Jinx Bite? Is it like a new Unrandart or a new spell? Unrandart is what I would assume first and foremost. But regardless, let's say that we're happy with that for now.